We're going to have picks and props for the Falcons and Vikings Sunday night football game. It's a big game, two teams that are expected to have a good chance of making the playoffs. So we're going to talk about the spread pick and then get into some props and then a same game parlay at the end. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. We have NFL picks against the spread, 2026 and 2027, NFL mock drafts. We have NFL power rankings. We have fantasy football weekly rankings. We grade every signing. We grade every trade. It's all free at walterfootball.com. So check us out. All right. Falcons at Vikings. Vikings are -3.5. So I went back and forth in this one. I initially thought I'd be on the Vikings. Then I saw the injury report, and it was pretty glaring. Vikings are at a pretty severe disadvantage here. For the Vikings, they're going to be without Christian Darrisaw, their Pro Bowl left tackle. He's a fantastic player, and we saw what happened without him on Monday Night Football. Yeah, the Vikings still won, but they struggled to score in three quarters because the blocking they had on the left side, on the blind side of J.J. McCarthy was pretty poor. I expect that to continue here, and I think if you were to ask most casual football fans if the Falcons had a good pass rush, I think they tell you no, just because what people saw last year and whatnot. But Atlanta, their pass rush was definitely better than what we had seen. James Pierce, for example, the rookie, the first one of their two first round rookies, he did a pretty good job of getting pressure on the quarterback last week against Baker Mayfield. The Falcons outgained the Buccaneers by about 100 yards. So even though they lost, I thought they were the better team on the field. So the pass rush is better, and so they should be able to take advantage of that one element where the Vikings don't have their left tackle. And then on the other side of the ball, the Vikings are going to be without their do-it-all linebacker slash defensive end Andrew Van Ginkel. I'm not joking when he says do it all. Like, he does everything for them. Him not being there is just going to be a big downgrade for the Vikings defense. So Atlanta's going to have some good opportunities to move the ball. So I like Atlanta +3.5. I initially liked the Vikings because whenever you get these NFC South teams out of the division, they tend to do very poorly. They cover it like 38% of the time. But given the injuries with the Vikings, and also the Vikings have one fewer day to prepare for this game, I think the Falcons are the right side here. I don't think I'm going to bet this one. I might, if we have a great Sunday afternoon, I might put like a unit on the Falcons. But right now, I am not leaning toward a bet here. However, I do like some props, and I put together a same game parlay on the site, so you guys could check that out in detail. But we're going to get to it here. Start with the rushing props. So I like Jordan Mason over 58.5 rushing yards. He is the primary ball carrier for the Vikings, which I don't think people expected. I thought we'd see Aaron Jones over Mason like 60-40, 55-45, something like that. But no, it was Mason getting most of the carries in week one, and I don't see why that would change. And the Vikings, they are the favorites, so you would expect them to be able to run the ball more. Although I think the Falcons have a decent chance of winning this game, but still, Mason had he had a good game last week against the Bears. I feel like he could have a similar game here against the Falcons. If you look at Bijan Robinson, his rushing yards is only 7 more. Feels like he should be able to get that too. So over 65.5 rushing yards, especially if you think that the Falcons are going to win this game. In fact, you could probably just parlay Falcons +3.5 with Bijan over 65.5 rushing yards because they correlate. If the Falcons are going to win this game, Bijan, or keep it close, Bijan is going to go over. Now, if they get blown out, it's going to go under. So you're going to lose both anyway. Might as well parlay it. I think that's a decent correlation that you could do. Receiving wise, there are a few good things I like here. First of all, Justin Jefferson under 72.5 receiving yards. Seems crazy to go under a Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the NFL. But without the left tackle, J.J. McCarthy just not going to have enough time to go downfield Jefferson. Plus, the Falcons have A.J. Terrell, one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. Should be able to slow down Jefferson a little bit. So I don't really like him here. Drake London over 70.5 receiving yards. So he is he saw 15 targets last week. I know he didn't quite get there with the receiving yards, but 15 targets. Like if he's going to get that much, that many looks from Michael Penix, which is something that we saw in the 3 games last year when Penix started, Drake London's just going to have some monster games, and I think eventually it's going to regress to the mean where he's going to get the sort of production you're going to get out of a receiver who gets 15 targets. So Drake London over 70.5 looks pretty good to me. Another one I like is Darnell Mooney under 43.5 receiving yards. We didn't know if this guy was even going to play in the first half of the year. Their head coach, when asked if Mooney was going to play, he said, oh, he might be back at some point this year. Well, he's back week 2, so it's earlier than people thought, but we don't know if he's 100%. Also, Penix is a young quarterback. Almost every single young quarterback does this. They lock in on the number 1 receiver or their tight end. Like they don't really look all that often at receiver 2s. I know Mooney had a really good game, a good season last year, but that was mostly with Kirk Cousins. With Michael Penix, I expect those numbers to decrease at least in the first half of the year. So I don't like Mooney very much in this game. And then we get to touchdown scorers. So I think this is another one that you can correlate with the Falcons plus 3.5. You could parlay that with make a small parlay. I wouldn't go crazy with this, but parlay the Falcons plus 3.5 with Bijan touchdown, anytime touchdown, and over rushing yards. I think that's it's good correlation. But touchdowns are kind of random. You never know when one's going to happen. So I wouldn't go crazy with it. Drake London plus 170 is pretty good too. London is looked for a lot in the red zone, so Michael Penix should be able to connect with him at some point. So plus 170 seems decent. I would pay maybe like plus 140 for it. So plus 170, I think, is a good number. I mentioned that, tight ends are looked at by quarterbacks. So I think TJ Hawkinson at plus 240 is not a bad number. He didn't do much in week 1, but he should be able to rebound here. Plus almost more than 2 to 1 on Hawkinson scoring a touchdown. He's pretty decent. You want to take a longer shot? I think Algier 4 to 1 score a touchdown. Algier could always steal a carry at the goal line. He had 10 carries in week 1 in a close game. It's not like it was a blowout. They're just giving him the ball late. 10 carries is significant. So he could be used at the goal line. He could steal a touchdown from Bijan. It's kind of the reason why we go very light on that 3-game parlay as opposed to the 2. All right, let's talk about same game parlay here. We have a few legs here. This is 21 to 1. And by the way, on FanDuel, they have a 50% profit boost for up to $25. And DraftKings, they have a 50% profit boost up to $30. We are not affiliated with them. This is something I bet, which you can see on the site. You can see everything I bet, every parlay, every prop, every side bet, every total bet, which is rare. It's all listed there. Everything I do is listed there. So again, it's all free. So this is 21 to 1. It's probably too many legs here. It's 5 legs. I like to do 4 or fewer because some of this stuff just may not happen. So I would cut one of the. I would definitely cut one of the Mason/Robinson. It's unlikely that both starting running backs in the game go over, just because the team that is ahead is going to be rushing more, whereas the team that's behind is not going to be rushing as much. So they're going to be throwing more. So if you think the Falcons have a good chance of winning this game, then that means Bijan is going to go over. So let's cut out Jordan Mason. Suddenly we have 9 plus 913, which doesn't sound as good as 21 to 1, but still 9 to 1, which you can get 50% on here, which turns this into about 14 and a half to 1. That seems pretty good. So Bijan Robinson over 65.5 rushing yards, Justin Jefferson under 72.5 receiving yards, Drake London over 70.5 receiving yards, Darnell Mooney under 43.5 receiving yards. That's what I would go with for their same game parlay. And remember to boost them. Don't ever just bet a same game parlay without being boosted. It's a bad deal. The sports books make most of their handle on parlays, but if you get it boosted by a lot, 14 to 1, much different than 9 to 1. So make sure you do that and try this out at several sports books. See which ones give you the best deal. I can't say that enough. There are so many sports books out there that they just give you crazy deals. Just take advantage of them. That is the the best way. Outside of handicapping at a high rate, it's the best way to beat the VIG. So those are my picks and props for the Falcons and Vikings game. Hope you guys have a great time watching it, and good luck with all your bets. We're going to do another video on the Monday night 2-game slate that we have. But yeah, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. And I'll talk to you in the next video.